The court ordered both parties to turn over evidence, and each party has sent in conflicting evidence. I have indication from his phone that he called on those days, and Ms. Coleman has sent in information that she received no call. The only question I have for you, Mr. Coleman, is some of yours say that they are canceled, which means you ended the call before she picked up, which may indicate that why she didn't receive a call on her end. Why did the calls end, sir?
Yes, sir. So that's actually not how that works. When you do FaceTimes,
Yeah.
if they don't pick up, that's how the call registers.
Okay, because my understanding is that call canceled means that it didn't go through, which means you tried. So I can't hold you in contempt for not trying. And ma'am, your information shows that you didn't complete the call or you never received a call.
Correct.
So I need more than 50% of the evidence to show that somebody's in contempt of court. Neither one of you have made 50%. So the question becomes, how the hell do I get you through this? My thought is FaceTime is not working. I would ask that each of you maybe sign up for WhatsApp, which is free. I can order you to do My Family Wizard, which costs you, I think, about $100 each a year. It has more features than WhatsApp, but WhatsApp is at least free, but it will allow FaceTime and it maintains the logs. So, sir, if you try to call, it notices that. Ma'am, if you don't pick up, it notices that. So it would be a more effective way of figuring out what the hell's happening between you two. It looks like everybody's frustrated here.
Um,
And
may I,
oh,
may I
yeah,
say something?
sure.
I, so we both have iPhones. On an iPhone, when you call somebody, whether it's a FaceTime or a regular phone call, if they hang up before the other party receives that call, it states cancel the call. It would state if I didn't pick up a missed call.
Understood, but he's tried and it hasn't been picked up. So I don't know how to deal with that. So I can't hold him in contempt for not trying because he tried. I can't hold you in contempt because it doesn't show that you didn't try to answer the call. And that's where I'm at. I'm sitting here going, okay, now I've got contradictory information from the provisions that you gave. And I thank you for doing that because most people never comply, by the way, when I ask for this stuff. So I'll give you that. Props for you guys, probably for being young and understanding the system better than an old guy with white hair. Um, I all I want is for the contact to be made. So the court orders stand, they will be enforced, but I'm going to order you guys to follow WhatsApp. Okay. I'm giving you hold on. I'm giving you 14 days to sign up for that and to get it going. The sooner you do it, the better. So if you can sign up the next day or two. Miss Judy, do you have information on how they can sign up for WhatsApp?
It's actually app close.
Oh,
APP.
app close. I'm sorry.
There we go. That was fine. My hand was up. APP.
Yeah, well, I call it Facebook and TikTok.
App close. It's a application you can get on the Apple Store. You guys both have
Okay.
iPhones.
Yeah,
You
okay, there you go. So it's
free-
I'm sorry, I call it Face Talk and TikBook. So I actually used that line at my son's wedding. See, the old generation can still make some jokes. While this is not a joke and I do not want to treat it as such, I try to keep it light because I need both of you to get along and I need all of this to happen. And what I need it to do is to happen.
Agree, Your Honor.
All right.
I do have one question in terms
Sure.
of I know the first time that we got
Yeah.
all together. I just want to make sure there's a clear understanding in terms of how the FaceTime calls have gone because I have also had issues with how the calls are being conducted, with again TVs being involved, iPad, toy.
What do you mean by TVs, iPads, and toys?
So he's like, so I remember when we got on the
Yeah.
call the first time, you said he should be in a room and he can have the phone. And then if he stays in the room and he talks, then that's one
Right.
thing. But you also said, hey, he is 5. There's a
Right.
good chance he might not stay that long.
Right. So, if there are some toys involved and maybe he's kind of being preoccupied a little bit, so he stays there, maybe it'll help. Because what 5-year-old sits there and does nothing except talk? None.
Well, well,
But
that's true.
yeah,
But the TV part of it is what's been bothering me.
right. Yeah. If you could shut off the TV, that would be
Oh, I do have these FaceTime calls in his bedroom. There's no TV.
oh, okay. So what's going on? What is in the background?
I don't know.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what I understand.
All right. Well, see if you can limit the distractions. Obviously, give him something that might keep him a little occupied, but limit the distractions. Um,
I take his iPad and he doesn't have a TV in his room. All he does
okay.
is play toys. So I
Okay. All right. So I don't know what's happening, sir. What are you hearing? What do you think you're hearing?
Well, I'm not sure if a bedroom has a couch in it, but I mean that's exactly so. And then he's
Well,
usually, and I'm
as I got
talking to
older,
him.
it did. But then again, I
Uh,
also had a waterbed. So
so when I'm talking to him, as soon as I get on the phone, he's like, "No, I want to watch TV now. I want to go back to watching TV." And
okay. Yeah. Oh,
We have text messages going
yeah.
back and forth of him or her saying, "Oh, I told him to pause it before we talked." So
Okay.
the
Well,
biggest thing
because
is like,
he's got to be preoccupied before you get there. So obviously he's doing what he normally does, and this is an interruption. What we have to do is remind him that, yeah, no, this is time for dad. The TV can restart after this is over.
and I do state that to Miles.
Yeah.
So
Just keep working on that because, like I said, we've got a 5-year-old. In this day and age, at least we have this. There was a time when you guys were separated when nothing could happen.
yeah,
I would also like to bring up like the distractions on my end as well as Zach's end of um, you know, he did miss last Thursday's phone call. And it feels like every other time he's been calling, it's, he's in the car driving.
Well, I would ask that if you can, sir, what are the problems with you being set and sedentary for these calls, sir?
there is no problem with me being sedentary. So I'm
Okay,
not very
okay.
sure.
Just make sure you're in a certain place, and that way you limit distractions from your end because that could disturb the conversation. 5-year-olds are they're 5-year-olds. God help us. I've got a 24-year-old in the basement right now. God help me. They do get older, and God help you when they do that. Um, in any event, what else can I help you with? Because that's all I'm trying to do is help you.
I would just like both distractions if he's asking.
Yeah. Well,
And
distractions should be limited on
Mhm.
both ends as best as possible.
Yes.
Keep it as bland as possible on each end. That way there's nothing going on in your background, sir. And as limited as possible, and keep him in his bedroom.
Mhm.
Does he have a couch in his bedroom?
No, he has a bed.
Okay. Is it a pull-out bed or is it a couch bed?
It just a twin
Okay.
bed.
Okay. So, as I interviewed a 8-year-old a few weeks ago, I had her to show me her bedroom. She named every one of her dolls. I have to interview children every once in a while. And I didn't realize how many dolls she had or how many names she could make them. But, that's an 8-year-old. And that was hard enough for me to interview because by law now, our higher courts have determined that if I don't interview a child that's over 6, that's not, once they're turned 6, I have to interview them, that it's a mistrial. So we have to start all over. And I'm like, I used to not interview any child less than 10. And 8 and 9-year-olds, I've had one that was very capable and competent. So,
I would also like to state just one more thing of the constant text messages coming from Zach.
yeah.
Even though it was stated we need to limit our communication, it's still
Well,
very harassing.
maybe we can make app close, whatever app you indicated, Miss Judy, that has the ability for them to communicate through the app, correct?
Yes.
Then why don't we make all
Okay.
communications through the app, because that also monitors your apps. That also says when texts are sent and when texts are sent back.
Perfect. Sounds good to me.
And Miss Coleman, you got to understand, he wants to be involved in this child's life, and I can't imagine how hard it is to not know. Morning routine was mine when my kids were young. Afternoon routine was my wife's. And we had a hard enough time, and we lived together communicating to figure out what was going on with the kids' lives. So I can imagine that Mr. Coleman, you feel very left out, and Miss Coleman, you feel harassed because you're trying to deal with day-to-day I got to just do things with the kid, not just tell you what I'm doing with the kid.
Right.
You know, I can remember very great fights over that. My wife one time, as I'm, you know, because it used to be that I used to do all the cooking, and then I got certain jobs and I couldn't cook anymore. And my job became she would feed the kids. I did the morning routine. I got home. I did the dishes while I ate standing up and then played with the kids. As she's standing there yelling at me while I'm doing the dishes, telling me I don't do enough to help around the house, I've played almost became a frisbee. But thanks to what I do for a living, I just took a deep breath because I've worked on a lockdown psych unit. I took a deep breath and said, this is not the moment to address this. And I did address it later because my wife is anal retentive and obsessive compulsive. Now we will be married for 34 years this coming summer, but every marriage has rough patches. But
Mhm.
even then, I looked at her and I said, on Saturday, finally, I said, look, you come home, we've got 5 hours worth, 4 hour, 5 hours worth of work to do every Monday through Friday. We only have 2 hours to do it in. Every Saturday, we still have 8 hours worth of work to do. And we have the 20 hours worth of work that's been left over from the week. So yeah, we're both doing the best we can. Am I helping enough? No. Are you doing enough? You're trying. Neither one of us can do it all. Raising kids is a hell of a job. But keep that in mind, Miss Coleman, when he's trying to ask about what's going on, you know, and yeah, I mean, kids generally tell you, you know, how was your day? It was good. Zoom to the bedroom and play with toys.
Mhm.
Okay. So she may not know either, Mr. Coleman, because the child has got a world of their own. Just try and accommodate each other in doing that. And remember that each of you are trying to do the best you can under the circumstances that you're in. You know, I didn't choose either of you to be a parent of this child. You guys chose each other. Remember that because you're going to have to live with each other for a long time because of that child. You have school, graduations, girlfriends, vacations, hopefully, weddings, and grandchildren. I'm at that other stage. You're just starting off with school. There's a lot more to come. Okay. We'll be here to help you get through this with whatever we can, but start using that app. Miss Judy will put it into an order. Sign up as soon as you can and start using that for all of your communications. Okay. That way it's registered and maybe we have better evidence next time as to what's happening and hopefully we can get you through this. But both of you try to make this happen. The child deserves this because it is the child's right to parenting time, not yours. Okay. Good luck. I wish I could have been further help. I'm sorry I was hoping for something. You know, normally I get some epiphany on evidence, and that didn't happen in this case. And I thank you, Miss Judy, for going through it all before my eyes caught it. Because I looked at it, my eyes crossed the first 2 times I read it. Matter of fact, the first time I read it, she had sent me an email, and halfway through reading it, she retracted the email and it disappeared off my screen. So I'm like, what happened? She's like, oh, I retracted that because there were a couple of mistakes. I'm like, okay. I've been trying to read this all morning and go through it.
Thank you.
No, I'm again, I'm just here to help because both of you are frustrated. I'm very frustrated because I don't see how it just doesn't match. And I wish both of you well and stay safe
Thank you.
and try and stay warm. I forgot, where are you stationed, sir?
I'm in Vegas.
Oh, sure, fine. Never mind. You can stay warm. Miss Coleman, good luck staying warm. We're in 0 degree wind chill at this point. Mr. Coleman, enjoy Las Vegas.
Well, he's not stationed anymore. But
Oh, okay. Oh, he's not. Okay. I'm sorry. I like I said, I was rereading the file and I noticed that he was in the military, so I'm just like, enjoy the good weather, sir. Ma'am, stay warm. I got
Thank you.
people. I got people working in my attic right now because I know things that I can do and things that I can't do, and I can't do attic work right now. They're redoing some of the vents and stuff because they've been leaking, and that's something I can't do. I am laying 600 square feet of tile in the basement because I'm cheap. So I got 200 feet done, 200 square feet done, 400 more square feet to do. So
Almost there.
almost there. But boy, at 63, the body aches. So enjoy being young and in shape in any event. Take care of yourselves. And
Thank you.
hopefully I don't have to see you again, but if I have to, I'll see you again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Take care.